Yo, I still could not believe what I did last night. And boy, was I just so fortunate that I didn't get caught, man. Whew. Wow. I was very, very lucky and fortunate that I didn't get caught. This whole time, man, like, I still could not believe that I forgot to have the headlights on. And I was wondering why the streets in front of me were so dark this whole time, right? And I mean, it didn't get dark until pretty much while me and the boss and Neil were, well, actually, I think this was, I mean, when did we get to the boss's place? So me and Neil actually went to a boss's place by, like, dare I say, almost 8:30, and it was starting, and the sun was just barely getting down. So yeah, we picked up a boss, and then we headed to KFC so they can grab their food. Well, we end up chilling there, and so I think by that time it was already getting dark. So after that, after KFC, we went straight to Target, and so a boss can find his baseball equipment. I think he wanted to get a bat or a helmet, right? And after that, we were done for the day, so we headed back on the same way where we came from KFC, basically to go back to his place. And and then after that I dropped him off, and then after that, I was ready to drop off Neil. And after that was when, as soon as I got off of Carmenita Avenue, as I was already approaching Cerritos, that was when I noticed that I forgot to put on my headlights. Believe it or not, that was when I totally started to realize I forgot to put the headlights on. Wow. Considering going from KFC all the way to Target, no headlights, and going from Target all the way back to a boss's place, no headlights. And so in yesterday's recording, the podcast, where it was basically another random rambling podcast. This time it was for the first time this full podcast had a friend or more. In this case, it was a boss and Neil, right? So we saw the car that was I was about to go on the driveway, and we first blamed him. This was really close to a boss's place already, and we all blamed him because you know how most drivers are, especially at night, or just drivers in general, that just don't think, right? So we thought he was at fault because he was sticking out and not realizing that the car was coming out, or just passing by. In this case, it was us. But then I started to realize it was my fault that I forgot to put the headlights on. So I was like, damn, dude. So that was my fault right there. The other time when what was it? When me and Neil were about to make a left turn, off of Magnolia, I think, just going to the freeway and all. This other car, or no, actually, that was, we weren't really making a left turn yet. I was making a right turn going on another street, and we saw the car that was, it looked like he was about to swerve his way right. It looked like he was making a quick decision until he realized he saw us. That's how we both perceived it. So yeah, he got scared. For me, like, I was in in shock, but I wasn't as much in shock as he was, because that car looked like he was about to make a last minute decision to get to the right lane. So fortunately he saw us, and that clearly was that car's fault. But in this case, I was clearly at fault, man. Yeah, I just could not believe it. Now, I don't know how these lights were off at that time. I don't know what I did, right? But, in the end, at least I already had set it to auto. So now, anytime somebody drives this car, coming home at night or whatever, at least that the lights are, they're on. So, problem solved. However, I didn't think that, I didn't even realize, like, this whole time. Just think about it, going from KFC to Target, from Target back to Abbas's place, and from Abbas's place going on the freeway to drop off Neil, only to realize right as I was exiting on Carmenita, this very same freeway I'm on right now, going to my dump. I was very, very fortunate and so damn lucky that the cops were not around. Because if the cops saw that our headlights were off, now I don't know, like, here's how I perceive it. Some cars may have headlight problems. Let's say if the headlights have faded and they're already burnt out to the point that you got to go immediately to the store. So I think the cops would have that understanding. I don't know. I don't know for sure if I'm perceiving this right, but if that was the case with let's say if the cops saw that that our headlights, like, for example, let's just pretend like if our headlights are not working anymore and we got to go immediately to the store to buy them, right? And the cops pull us over, right? We just had to tell them that the headlights are they were worn out and they were broken, and that we're heading immediately to the store. They have to understand, right? I would think that they they would perceive that as if your headlights are off, and then I would think that they I would think that they that they would understand, that they would have that first thought. But who knows? Like, I'll never know, because I hardly ever run into situations like that, So, but fortunately, through this whole drive, like, and mind you, as I was passing by one of the freeway, the freeway patrols, we did end up, we did see a cop that that pulled over someone on the curb. And at that time, I was like, I guess we were going back to Abbas's place, or I think we were going to Target at the time. That I didn't, at that time I didn't realize, like, the headlights were off. So, but unfortunately, because the cop pulled over another car, then fortunately, we were able to dodge. Fortunately, he was able to deal with another car that time, you know. And as we passed by, because at that time I still didn't realize that that I didn't have my I forgot to put my headlights on, and boy, this is just an absolute crazy moment, and like just me just fortunate to not get another ticket, you know what I mean? So that's just it's just very bad on my part, and you know, just having to forget to do that. So I was like, wow, I'm very, very fortunate, man. But I know I'm not gonna let this happen again going forward. I know it's been a while since I've seen Abbas, and I know that we celebrated National Best Friend Day like really late, you know. Just a lot of good times, especially with, you know, as I needed it this week. So yeah, now I know I made a lot of boo-boos, you know, every time I had these group hangouts that were bigger than this. You know, when we used to have when we had 4 or 5 people, right, including myself. And yeah, dude, it's I mean, I would, you know, I had made some pretty, you know, silly mistakes, but this has just got to be one of the worst, man. But yeah, thank God that I was able to dodge getting another ticket, and you know, I'm not gonna let this happen again. So God is good. So that's all I wanted to say, man. I just wanted to further reflect on this, because I know this ain't gonna happen again. So y'all let me know what you think, man. So peace out, everyone.